Hong Kong was number 1 in mathematics, Finland was the second. In reading, Finland has always been the best. Finland has the best readers in the world, which is amazing because they only start in the age of 7. And there are many studies trying to explore why is that. Some people say that it could be the Finnish language. Finnish language is pronounced the same way it is written. So we don't have any problems like learning the letters, like in Greece or in some other languages. English, you have more problems. The other explanation could be our educational policy. It is in our school law that individual differences are acknowledged. In Finland, we don't talk about gifted children. We talk about different learners who have different needs. And in Finland, we only have a very broad national curriculum that only gives the general guidelines. And it is the schools and the teachers who write the curriculum. So this is a lot of work for the teachers, but at the same time, it's a lot of freedom. And this means that teachers have the power to create grouping decisions, acceleration decisions, differentiation for their students. And in many countries, people are amazed. How is it possible to give teachers that kind of a freedom? And I think one explanation is the high quality of teacher education in Finland. Every teacher in Finland has a master's degree. If it's a kindergarten teacher, preschool teacher, elementary school teacher, high school teacher, they all have a master's degree and they write a master's thesis with 100 pages with scientific methods. So the teacher training takes approximately 5 years, and when the teachers graduate, they have the thinking skills, they have the methodological skills that they can do this kind of a work. The educational climate is characterized by this individuality. We are individuality-oriented people in Finland. Any studies you read, you find that Finns are very individualistic. Some cultures are more community-oriented. And with the individuality usually comes the freedom of choice. So everybody is allowed to make their own choices. And this means very flexible decisions in acceleration. If you have a fast learner, if somebody is learning fast, for example, mathematics or languages, it is possible in the schools, to skip the grades and put the child up. We also give a lot of freedom to parents. You heard that in Finland we usually start school in the age of 7. But nowadays, parents can choose. If parents feel that my child already reads, is mature, can behave, is big enough physically, the child can start school 1 year earlier at the age of 6. I have 3 daughters myself. They are now grown, but my oldest one, she learned to read in the age of 3, and when she was 6, she was reading everything and she knew everything. At that time, in Finland you had to take a psychological test. So I took her to the psychologist and she was tested, for her intelligence and everything. And after that she was sent to a medical doctor to be assessed if he is physically fit to school. And that was the only thing they were debating, that maybe she is physically too small. And I said, the father is not that big, so I don't think she's going to be a huge woman. I don't think she's going to be my height. She might end up being a little smart woman. And that's what happened. So she began her school at the age of 6, and in this case it was a good decision. Sometimes these decisions you can only judge afterwards. But this system has now changed. Today, it's the parents who decide. We also have ungraded school, which is another Finnish innovation. And this is usually in the secondary level. So in the secondary level, the students can choose if they finish high school in 2 years, 3 years, or 4 years. 3 is the standard. If you are a fast learner, you can do it in 2 years. And if you want to be more relaxed and grow as a person and think who you want to be, it's also possible to study slower and use 4 years. The parents can also choose the school which their children attend. And in Finland, I would say the first criteria is safety. You want to put your child to a school that's close enough so that the child can walk to the school. But many times the parents might also have some preferences. For example, they feel that my child is musically talented. I want to have my child in the school with a music program. And then that becomes the criteria for the school. In the secondary level, we also have academic competitions in math, sciences, languages, and that's one way also to identify who is gifted. How you do in these tests give you some feedback. How are you doing compared, to the other students? But in Finland, we don't emphasize this giftedness. It has some positive sides and it has also some negative sides. The positive side is that we want to take the holistic view to education. We want to nurture the development of the whole person. Cognitive, social, emotional, moral, spiritual sides. And that might be one reason why these academic achievement tests are not emphasized so much. Because the danger is that if you start emphasizing only the achievement test, you forget the other sides of a person. So, in addition to intelligence, we want to emphasize character. We want to educate good people, happy people. So, in addition to excellence, ethics is very good and very important thing to teach. The goal is lifelong learning. We should learn, from a child to an adult. It never ends.